Hello fish fools, Jeff here. So here's my 29-gallon swordtail community tank. I just earlier today added some plants. This is Cryptocorin lucens. So this tank just has this is Cryptocorin wentii bronze, Java fern windalev, Anubias, Subwassertang, and this is dwarf Sagittaria. So I have never had success with stem plants in this tank. I think that's a combination of bad lighting. This just has a Beamswork light, which I don't think does very good on this 29-gallon tank. And I have hard water, and stem plants don't do very well in hard water, but the crypts and rhizome type plants are doing good. The dwarf sag, not so much, but it's not really growing. I've had it for, well, it's like 2 years maybe, or like in the early stages of when I set up this tank way back when, and it has spread some. Like I had started with 6 bunches, and there is more than that. Some of it is covered with the Subwassertang here, but yeah. Oh yeah, and there's Cryptocorin lutea back there. So we got some swordtails, some baby swordtails. They're not tiny fry, but they're big enough to swim around. There's some back there. But what I wanted to do was check out this tank because I wanted to look to see if I could find some Corydoras eggs. I have Panda Corydoras in here. There's like none of them out in the open right now. Kind of hang out over here. Let's come around to the side. There's one. There's another. There's one moving right there. Yeah, should be 7 in here. I wanted to check out to see if there were any Corydoras eggs because in my 84-gallon I have emerald green Corydoras, and they were spawning and laid some eggs, and part of that, I believe that was triggered because the temperature has dropped. It's gotten cooler. It's been pretty cool the last few days here in southern Nevada. It was just getting up into the 90s where I was starting to use AC, but then now I have the AC set at 78, so once it reaches 78, that's where the temperature will stop rising and the AC will come on. But then the temperature dropped, and now I'm using heat to turn on when it gets down to 72. So after being warm for a while, it has cooled off, and with Corydoras, the cool temperature triggers spawning. Those that try to breed them will do cool water changes to try to do that. I just keep my tanks at room temperature, and then just as the room temperature dropped, that triggered spawning in my 84-gallon. So I thought I'd check in here because I did notice Corydoras eggs before, like at the end of the summer when the temperature dropped. That was when I saw some Corydoras eggs, and there we go. Going back even further, there was a Corydoras fry in here. I never saw it as a fry, but I saw it as a little juvenile just out of nowhere. And now this little Panda Corydoras appeared. So I know for sure one had been hatched out and born in here. Right. So the last time I saw Corydoras eggs, they were around the side over here, the subwasser tang, and voila, there's one right there. Just the one that I was able to find. Must have been more that got eaten, and that's, they'll eat the eggs, and that's why I don't see them. If they ever do spawn, they're eaten before I can get to them, but there is just the one, so I'm going to try to collect that, and then I'll add it in the 84 gallon with the, I have emerald green Corydoras in the breeder box, so I'm just going to add that with it and see if we can get them to hatch out. So I'm going to get a razor blade and scrape that off, and then put it in with the others. Stand by. Alright, this one wasn't against the glass, so it was on this little strand of subwasser tang. You can see it there, kind of towards the top where it kind of splits off into two roads in a sense on the right side. So yeah, this is pretty much how I did it with my pygmy Corydoras. It was on the Java moss, and I was able to just pull out the Java moss as opposed to scraping them, because I have some eggs in here that I scraped off the glass, and that cluster in the middle, I think I damaged a few of them in the process. But this one I'm just going to drop in. As it sticks to my hand. Alright, so there's right there at the top one Panda Corydoras egg, and then emerald green Corydoras eggs. Two over here, and then one loose one up there in that cluster in the middle. So it looks like in the middle of that batch there's a damaged one, but it looks like there's maybe 6 that looking like they're in good shape for sure. And I don't know if there's another sort of underneath or what. And this one over here, I think that one is damaged. So I got these two in good shape. That's in good shape. So I think that's going to be maybe 9 emerald green Corydoras in good shape, along with the 1 Panda Corydoras. Okay, up here. So yeah, so we'll give it a couple days and we'll see how they do. Like if they're in good health, like if they're developing properly, they will darken, and I think it'll be about 2 days to take until they can hatch out. So yeah, and we'll provide updates on the progress, so stay tuned for that. And that's it for now, and remember, I'm Jeff and I enjoy fishies. Thanks for watching.